Hello, good evening to all of you watching tonight's episode of Real Living in Bolingbrook. My name is Bill. A nice warm welcome to you here in this episode in the month of November. And, you know, I don't know about you, but for me, once we get past the first of 3 holidays in this Q4 timeframe in the fall. So, Halloween, it just seems like to me, time is just running ahead in 5th gear. And so as part of our episode tonight, we're going to cap it off toward the end with some fun banter between my co-host Greg and myself, talking about things that we do to prepare for fall, but also the things that matter to us as part of that Thanksgiving family event. So with all of that said, let me welcome Greg into the conversation, and let's give him a rock star welcome. Here we go. All right, Greg, your fan base, they're calling your name. They're saying, Greg, 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 Greg. So let's get him into the conversation before the fans go crazy.
Hey everyone, how are you? How you doing, Bill? I always look forward to the interesting introductions when you bring me in. So it's always a fun part of the show. You're usually pretty creative when you.
We got to give you that rock star welcome where they're like, okay, we've had enough of the lead-in from Bill. Your warm-up, partner. We want to see Greg. So Greg.
Well, it's cool. I have some updates for you, Bill.
Please share.
One of the last, I think it was the last episode in October.
Okay.
I was telling you that we always try to go the full month of October before turning our heat on. And we usually make it to around the 10th or the 12th. This year, we made it through the whole month of October. Wow. We actually turned our heat on November 1st. So that was a big milestone for us. We finally made it. I don't know if that's global warming or what, but this year has just been so awesome with the weather.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. And also, I'll tell you, I am a proud father of a 20-year-old who just passed his real estate exam.
Wow.
So he and I are going to be working together on a lot of things. So I'm going to be showing him the ropes. He's going to be working with me with Epic Realty. Okay. And he and I are going to start marketing and dominating the area.
Hey, good strategy. Yeah. Are you guys going to brand yourself, father and son, with a new team name, or that's to be determined?
Yeah, I don't think so. Not at this point. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're just going to work as a team, but not as an official team, but as a team and work together to do stuff.
All right. Well, at some point, Greg, we probably should invite him into one of our episodes and conversations because, he may pop in as an up and coming Vanden Brook rock star as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He looks good on the camera, so he'll be good.
All right. Yeah. Hey, for the women audience that are tuning in, hey, that's a big tease for you. We got to see what son Vanden Brook is going to look like, sound like, and his mojo.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm so happy for you. All right. Good news. Yeah. So why don't you start us off tonight with, of course, dropping your real estate expert wisdom, snapshot of, Greg, what's going on in the market?
Yeah. So for the past, I don't even know what, almost year since we've been doing this, I kept telling you, one of these days, I'm going to come on and I'm going to start showing you that the market is starting to turn around one of these days, because the market kept going the same way for so long.
Right.
When I look at the numbers today, I am starting to see a glimpse of what I want to see more of, which is more homes coming on the market. Yeah. So we're starting to see homes. They're still selling very fast, but we're starting to see more homes starting to come on the market. I was looking at the price per square foot, though. The price per square foot is still going up every single month. So right now in the month of October, last month, we were at $194 per square foot. A year ago, it was $179. Wow. So if you had a house that was 2,500 square feet, that's about $38,000 that the market's gone up.
Wow.
The market is still going up. I still expect it to go up, but it appears that more inventory is starting to come on the market, which is good. That's what we need. We need more inventory.
Yeah. A balanced market is always a good, healthy market, right?
Yeah.
So are you seeing some signs of, I know on your side of the business, you guys talk about like so many months of supply. Is that starting to kind of show a different picture?
It is, but I was looking at that as well. So for most of last year, we were at like 1.1 months of supply, and now we're at like 1.2. So it's very, very slight, but it is a little bit of an uptick. So, and I know you might be thinking, well, that's because we're in the month of November. But I was looking back a year, and it's still better numbers than it was last year.
Wow. So, hey, thank you for already knowing I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I think real soon here, I think the market is going to start turning around. And what we really need is more inventory. We don't have enough inventory. There's too many people that want to buy homes that can't buy homes. Yeah. Too many people feel stuck in their home. They don't want to sell. The interest rates are too low. They have nowhere to go. Right. So that whole bottleneck, I think, is going to start loosening up here pretty soon, probably after the first of the year. And again, that's just kind of a guess that I have. Yeah. I will say that I have several real estate friends whom I've talked to over the last couple of weeks, and we are all just getting swamped, getting busy, real busy. Many contracts. My one friend has, he told me he had 7 listings coming on the market soon. Buyers are starting to say, hey, let's go check out homes. So I think that the market is going to start turning around real soon. Yeah.
And you and I both know, for you and I, for maybe a segment of our audience and social friends here in the Chicago metro market, you know, this time of the year when Mother Nature starts to change on us, when the amount of daylight during the day is shorter, business kind of slows down a little bit. And quote unquote, we joked about it the other day. You and I can kind of pick a day, pick an afternoon or morning, and we can slip away and play a little bit of hooky. But what you're saying is maybe not so much, because with how things are out of balance and have been for the past few years, you know, season, less daylight, doesn't matter. Buyers and sellers are saying, hey, we got to do something.
Yeah. But it's funny that you say that, because the other day the weather was so nice and I didn't have any showings going on that day, and I didn't want to work in my office. So I grabbed my laptop, my backpack, some coffee, water, and there's a beautiful park over by us in Naperville. It's called Knock Knolls. Yeah. And they just built this really beautiful pavilion So I went there for probably 3 hours just making calls and doing some work from there. So it was kind of nice.
That is nice. That is
But,
nice.
I will say one thing that I wanted to touch on, because here we are, November 13th, and we have Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks and Christmas and New Year's. A lot of people who are interested in selling their home have the concept of, I don't want to sell my home during the holidays because nobody's going to buy it during the holidays. It's hard to sell during the holidays.
Right.
And I would say that one of the biggest myths that sellers think about is that's a complete myth.
Yeah.
Right now, the buyers who want to buy a home are not going to be kicking tires. They're going to be serious buyers.
True.
So that's going to be a great thing. A lot of people do wait until spring to list their home if that's convenient. So the amount of competition that you're going to have as a seller, if you do list it at the end of November, beginning of December, that kind of thing, is going to be a lot less. So that's going to be a good thing. You will run into issues of, hey, it's snowing out, somebody's going to be treading in snow. So there might be a little bit more cleanup. One of the advantages I love when I do show homes during the holidays is all the decorations that people do for Christmas. Yeah. And if you're selling your home, and if you can decorate your home beautifully for Christmas, that makes a big deal, because when people buy homes, they're always thinking about Thanksgiving dinner and where am I going to put my Christmas tree? It's like, it's the craziest thing. So, because really, I thought the same thing when I bought my home. So I wanted a big living room, big table. We've had Thanksgiving, even though we're having it this year, we've had Thanksgiving maybe 3 times in the last 20 years at my house.
Okay.
So it's kind of not realistic, you don't want to buy a house because of where you're going to put the Christmas tree, or if you can have a bunch of people over for Thanksgiving. It's just
true. Very true.
I will say this though too, is if you do list it during the holidays and we're beyond Christmas, take the Christmas stuff down.
Take it down.
If it's after January 1st, take it down.
Okay.
Everyone is done with Christmas.
Yeah.
They don't want to see a Christmas tree. They don't want to see reindeers. Take it down. Get ready for spring.
Yeah. 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 You and I both know there are some of our neighbors, friends, that like to hang on to the decor for a while. And I'm right there with you. The sooner you can get it down, assuming weather cooperates, the better, right? Mm-hmm. So spot on. Thanks for leaning in and giving us that dose of reality, which is, yes, the market is shifting. And then, of course, underscoring, the finer points of if you need to sell your home, don't let the holidays stop you. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, great time to make that flip to the next chapter, flip to the next event. That might just be more important for you, audience members. So, Greg, let's now move the conversation to something I want to pick your brain on, and we'll do a little bit of, hey, let's compare notes, okay? And that is, I get the impression for as long as I've known you, you are a man, you are a property owner with a plan, and you stick to it. And so my question to you tonight is, hey, Greg, what are some of your fall season house hacks? Things that you always do, and maybe talk to us, share with others who are watching tonight's episode, either as a live stream or as a recording. Maybe the reason why you do some of these fall season house hacks, it's because of, here's how it benefits me. So let me lean in and drop my first one. All right, we'll compare notes. One of my fall season house hacks is much like when you start to turn on the furnace. I flip the direction of ceiling fans. Do you do that?
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
You don't do that?
I know you should do that. I just never do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But you should do it because then it moves the warmer air,
That's
that kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah. It moves the warmer air around. Of course, that's the fan, but it keeps the warm air, lowers. Hot
Yes.
air rises. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So by the way, that's a house hack that I try to religiously commit to. I don't always do it right at the time when we turn on our furnace, but it is something that I commit to. What's one of yours?
Well, let's see. I got two of them. One is when the
Go
heat is on and it's cold outside, I go into my son's bedroom and I shut his windows and then I smack him on the head, say, "Hey, close your windows. Heat's on." No, but more serious, one thing that a lot of people don't know about. So if you have a humidifier on your furnace,
Yep.
it's great because it puts moisture in the air. So then you don't get shocked everywhere you go.
True.
It just keeps everything. The heat is a lot nicer when there's some
Yeah.
moisture in it. But what people think about is when it's really cold out, you want to turn your humidifier up because it's cold to get more moisture in there.
Right.
And the opposite is actually true. You want to turn your humidifier down when it's really cold out. Okay. And the reason why is because when it's really cold out, your furnace is going to be kicking on a lot more often. And sometimes your furnace never goes off. It just stays on.
Right.
So if your humidifier is set higher, there's going to be way too much moisture in your home. Right. And what you're going to notice is little beads of water on your windows.
Yes.
Yeah. And eventually that moisture too will get up in your attic. And that's not good either because it can create mold up there, up in the attic. Right, so when you have a humidifier and it's colder outside, you want to turn it down. If it's warmer outside, but your furnace is still going on a couple times a day, you want it higher. And there's usually a measurement or a formula, that they put on there. Like if it's 20 degrees outside, put it here, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Good tip. Good tip. Good house hack. What's your second one?
I gave you two.
You give me two. All right. Well, I'll counter back. I'll drop my second one. One of the things we religiously do is we bring in all of the garden hoses. Mm-hmm. We drain it out, right? Last sprinkle of water on shrubs or grass or whatever, and then we bring all of the hoses and their hose pots into the garage, and then we slap those. You've seen it. It's like those styrofoam covers on our outside spigots. Do you do that?
No, I don't do that.
You don't do that.
And what was funny is one time I was at a home inspection with a home inspector that I didn't know. Okay. The buyers wanted this home inspection, and they saw this foam thing. They didn't know what it was.
Really?
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know.
I'm like, this just So I took it off and I showed them. Oh, it's like crazy.
Those are two of my house hacks, right? Why? Because our utility bills, since we live here in the upper Midwest, we do get cold. Any and everything you can do to keep your gas utility bill within reason, the better, right? So, and also the other house hack, right? Draining hoses, making sure the outside water spigots are not going to freeze, is because here's what I'm about to tell you. Have I had a busted water line frozen that has caused other problems? The answer is yes. So those lessons learned, lead me to believe and kind of do the best practice of the little things do matter and try to stick to it.
Yeah, we turn the water off inside the home.
Oh, you do?
To the outside spigots.
Okay. All right. Well, that does the same thing. Yeah.
And then I open up the spigot on the outside and then shut it again. Just make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah. That's a great counter as well. Thanks for reinforcing that. Okay. Let's now move the conversation to our last banter about things that matter for us and also for you, audience members. And that is, Greg said it, Thanksgiving, family gathering, whether you have a big family, small family, it doesn't matter, but family gathering, show appreciation and thankfulness is just 2 weeks in front of us. For you, Greg, what are a couple of your must-have Thanksgiving dishes or foods?
I would say a must-have is oven roasted Brussels sprouts.
Oh, you eat healthy, sir.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm to be honest with you, I'm not a turkey guy.
No?
No.
Okay.
I would probably rather eat a Costco chicken than a turkey.
Yeah,
And this year we have family coming.
Okay.
And my sister-in-law is coming up from Louisiana.
Oh.
She's a really good cook.
Is she?
Yeah, and we are going to deep fry a turkey, and then we're going to oven bake a turkey in the roaster.
Okay.
So we're going to have a couple of things.
Yeah.
But I would say oven roasted Brussels sprouts is a must-have.
Okay.
And that's that, and sweet potatoes I look forward to the most. We always also have a antipasta tray.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and we have that spread out on the table before any of the food's even done. So I really like, the cheeses, the meats, the olives. I could eat that all day long.
Yeah. It's kind of like nibble to the grand prize, right? All right.
How about you?
Well, when we host Thanksgiving, which we do probably 90% of the time, we do a turkey. And then my father-in-law brings in a ham that he prepared.
I love
ham, right?
Yeah.
Now, one of the things we've started doing within the past several years, Greg, is in lieu of traditional stuffing. Can I share with you what we create and do in lieu of traditional stuffing? Okay, here we go. We create this dish using, from my culture, sticky rice, okay? And we balance the sticky rice with, like jasmine rice, so it's not so sticky, but it has enough substance to it. And then we add, your sister from Louisiana may just love what I'm about to say. We just add a bunch of other stuff to the sticky rice. Chinese sausage, water chestnuts.
Oh, sounds good.
Exactly. So in a way, this sticky rice creation, we do it in lieu of stuffing. How's that?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me. I'd probably really like that.
Yeah. So anyway, sharing that with you, and for all of you audience members who are watching tonight's episode of Real Living in Bolingbrook, let's now wrap up and talk about how Greg and I can help you with your next chapter, your next event, if you will. For those of you, based on what Greg has said, is planning to sell your home, and you have not reached out to a real estate broker professional, how can you start a conversation with Greg? Real simple. Simply scan the QR code that you see next to his picture. Along the way, if you need to finance your next real estate purchase, whatever that next chapter is, simply scan the QR code next to my picture as well. You've got a great partnership, a tag team here that will engage you in a conversation so that you can get to your next chapter. So with all of that said, Greg, I won't see you next week. Thank you for being kind enough to shift this 1 week earlier in both of our calendars. I'm so thankful that you could accommodate me for that. And by the way, I'm very thankful for the fact that you've been a consistent co-host with me in this series, Real Living in Bolingbrook. So, audience members, Greg and I, will see you again in the month of December. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for when we drop our next episode. How will you know that? Real simple. Social media. Just Google us, either one of us. Also, for those of you who receive Greg's newsletter, he also announces when the next episode is going to drop as well. So that's another reason why to, make sure you stay on top of that as well. Make sense?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's have our music posse play us out. Here we go.